Hello, welcome or welcome back. We want to start with Tillamook. We have nothing on except, dang y'all, I don't even have on skincare. I went out to the Christiana Mall. I went to Trader Joe's first. Then I went to Christiana Mall for the purpose of going into the MAC store to purchase something, which I am hella excited about. And then I went to Sephora for a shade match for the Haus Labs. This does not match me. Well, we're going to see how close it is and if it does look horrible. And so she had put one shade like over here. She did here first. And she was saying, oh, you got to match your neck. I said, I never match my neck. And she just kind of looked at me. I said, I don't match my neck because if I happen to touch my face or if I hug somebody and it rubs off, it's going to be noticeable that that's not my complexion. I said, that's why I don't match my face. And she said, well, what do you match? I said, I match the perimeter of my face. And then, you know, but so she didn't like that. Like she wasn't rude, but her attitude was a little like to a point where even when I was saying something, I looked to see her response. She wasn't even looking at me or paying attention to me. She was like, I'm like, so that was new for me because in Sephora, they like give you attention. Like she wasn't giving me attention. But anyway, so I do just have on a Fenty brow pencil. So, and then she put, so that was the one I had chose that was the closest match to the Fenty that I wear was number 330. And so I told her that was too dark. She's like, oh yeah, 330 is too dark for you. Da, 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 da. So she's talking. And so she said, well, maybe 310. So she put 310. That's the one she started to put here. And I'm like, I don't match my neck. So then she put it like all the way here. And I'm just like, she is really like trying to match me. It looked very peachy. I mean, I could look at it from way back here and be like, that ain't it. That is not it. And part of me thinks the reason she did all of this was to just make it all look one shade, but it was not my complexion at all. So then she said, well, let me try number 300. And so, y'all, she put it up here, under my eye. She did this whole half of my face. And I've never been shade matched like that. Usually they take 2 or 3 shades and just do swipes. But she did this whole, and she said, well, how does that look? I said, dusty. I said, but I'll take a sample. Because I'm thinking maybe it was how she applied it. And she did put a lot on. So when I came, so I did take tissues and I just wiped off as much as I could. And when I came home, I washed my face. I wiped it with Neutrogena wipe. And then I washed my face. And I did mean to put on skincare because I knew I was doing a video tonight. But I forgot until just now that I never put on skincare. So did I put on? No, I have on nothing. I don't even have eye cream or anything. So if by chance this does look patchy or dry, it's because my skin is just freshly washed. Like there's no cream, no serums, no eye, nothing, like nothing. This is just my plain bare skin. So we're going to use makeup. This is not, this is Milk Makeup. I don't know why I was going to say Makeup Forever. I haven't used their foundation in like over 10 years. But excuse me, I didn't wash the brushes from yesterday's look. Today is July 31st, and I know this because I was chatting with my accountability partner about something that I wanted to purchase, and I said I'll wait till Wednesday, the 31st, and that's today. And that's the reason why I went to the mall to go make the purchase, because the item was no longer available in store. And I have found out from this particular store, it'll say not available in store because they want to have a certain number in stock in the store if somebody comes in to buy it. So I knew, well, I was pretty confident it was still some in the store because when I saw it in store the other day, I think it might have been either Sunday or Monday, it was 3 in the store and the one on display. And I'm thinking, okay, these have been here since Pride Month. And I don't think all 3 of these sold out within like 2 days because that was like a month ago. And so that's what that situation was. And I went there first. And you know, when I was looking at it the other day, chatting with my accountability partner, Rakuten was having 10% cash back. And I was like, oh my goodness. And today they're back down to 3%. So I'm just like, damn it. Because that would have been a lot of money off. Well, a lot of money back on that purchase. But I do feel good about it. And I'm excited about it. So let me keep that out in case I do feel like I need to cover this up before I do the look. But you know what, by the time I do bronzers and stuff like that, I got like a red mark right here. So let's just get this on. So here it, y'all, she only put it up to here. Gone are the days when they would fill it up. Look at it. It's only up to here. I think she was pissed at me because I'm just like, well, and I wouldn't blame her because I told her it looked dusty. Then I'm like, well, I'll take a sample anyway. But it's only down to here. I remember they used to like top it off. It would be completely full. She just, so we're gonna, and I kept going back and forth over this, and I know I mentioned it in a few videos between this one and the other ones that I like the formula, and so I wanted to try another shade, but I do really think I don't have a shade in this foundation. The same as I didn't have a shade in the Fenty until they came out with the half shades. But we will see though, because there is a nice range with the Haus Labs, but this still doesn't mean it's going to be a match for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But, and they do have half shades, because I was, you know, they had 300, 310, 315, 320, 325. So they do have a nice selection. But, and I have someone commented, I think it was under one of my other videos, this is a Sigma F08. They were saying they couldn't find their shade in Haus Labs. And so I knew anyway that everything is not going to be a match for everybody, regardless of how many shades that they have. This is too light. It looks too light. Down here in the mirror, it looks like I don't have anything on. It looks like it's not covering anything. It looks like nothing there. But when I look up here, it looks ghastly. So she knew what she was doing, just giving me a little bit, because I think I can make it work though with powders, bronzers, and all of that. But I will not be purchasing this foundation because I have 3 that are my shade. So it's like, why make something work if I have stuff that already works? This looks so yeah, when I said it looked dusty in the store, and the store lighting is different than natural light, it's different than your lights at home, but even in the store, she was like, how's it look? I said, dusty. And that's just how it looks right now to me, is dusty. Surprisingly, it is covering like my under eye discoloration. That is so strange, but it is just too ghastly. And I do know my, excuse me, let me slow down. I do know my under eye has its own undertone, because it's just all sorts of stuff going on under there. The skin under my eye is thinner than the rest of my face, and so just how like you see the veins here, you see them under my eyes too. And now that I'm trying to show it to you, they're not showing up. But yeah, you can see like the greenish under here, you know. And I'm not saying it's green under my eye, which it is a little olive under there, but you know, my skin is thinner under there. It did not cover this. It somewhat covered the redness a little bit in the corners of my nose. It's not covering my mustache area. But you know what? This does have coverage though. This is like very minimal coverage for me, and it's because it's not my shade. But I am looking kind of ghastly. I'm looking, and I can see where it is and where it's not, like up here. So I'm going to turn and use the flat side of the brush and just kind of go along my hairline. I do need to wash my hair, which is not an issue at all. I want to wash it in the sink instead of in the shower, because in the shower it just seems to take so long. And then it's like, do I shower first or wash my hair first? Because the shampoo is going to just be everywhere. It seems like there's a space missing right here, but I'm sure that's just the lighting. Because I know, did I put some there? Do I even care? Because I'm going to put on powder. So we're just going to take just a little bit and just put that there. So I do really like the formula. I think that's the lighting or something, because it seems to be like a... I keep seeing lines in my face. And I see it down here too. It seems to be like a line, like right here. And then when I look here, there's a dark patch. Over here is dark too, but it all blends in. Where this to me, it just looks like there's a line here. Then it's just dark right here. Now, so I just put foundation there, and it's just like, so what? So we're going to put on some powders. It's a little drier than I remember the other one being, but for the other one, I do acknowledge I put on a lot because I didn't know. With the Q-tip, it's hard to tell. Like, I can't say, okay, 2 pumps. Like but I did put less this time than when I had the other sample, because that first time I used it, I was like, this is a lot. And because it was so much, it was very moist. And so I knew this time to put less. This is the Fashion Fair Set It Loose powder, of course. Truly Tawny. The only setting powder that I use. If Fabulous 50ocity was just here, she was like, what setting powder should I use? I said, I only got one. Me and her, y'all. It's refreshing to have someone in your life that you can just talk, and you don't got to be like, well, should I say this? Should I not say that? Should I say it this way, or how should I say it? So we both, as you see, we just say how we feel, and there's no offense, there's no insult, because we just know we are who we are, and we know it's never personal. We're just saying what we think, and it's refreshing to have that freedom with someone where you can just say how you think. I am still seeing, like, I don't know what the hell. And so I'm wondering if it's a certain way that the light back there is just casting some sort of a shadow a certain way where it's just looking like it's cutting across, like right here. But it is very refreshing, and that's why my circle is so small. I was telling somebody I cannot be friends with somebody who's emotionally sensitive, because I know I do say things a certain way that can, I know I say things sometimes that can sound a certain way, even though that's not my intent. So what happens is I usually censor myself until I know that person well enough where I can just be me. And I hate, that might be too strong of a word. I dislike having to question, should I say this? Should I not say that? If I want to say this, how do I say it? And then, God forbid, if they ask me a question and I know they're not going to like my answer. So then in my mind, this is medium. No, it's not. This is deep level 10. So then in my mind, I'm like, okay, how can I say this where they'll receive it and not feel like, I don't know what that was. not feel like, I'm dogging them out or whatever. And my thing is, if you ask me, then just, like, do you want me to, because I know you might not like the answer, because I know how you are, did you think I was going to lie? You must don't know me. And so I am aware that I can sound a certain way, and it's just freeing to just know I can just be me, and there's no offense taken. And I know they're going to be who they are, because you see us in videos, she say her stuff, I say my stuff, and we're both like, ha ha ha, like it's no big deal, and it's really not. And it is such a freedom in that. This is medium level 7, and what I'm doing is just walking it. And so we and we're both passionate about makeup, as you saw. So it's just like, okay, and we do listen to each other, though, whether it changes our mind or not, that's a different story. But and you saw us in those videos, and it's just really refreshing just to be who we are, because other people in our lives, and her life too, I'm sure, it's not always, it doesn't always seem appropriate to be yourself because of other people's feelings and their emotions and whatever they're going through, as if we're not going through anything. This did nothing for my mustache area. That is looking real disrespectful down here in this mirror. I'm gonna pick a blush at random. Pomelo Peach. Ew. I was hoping for something darker to kind of, what, with the bronzer on though, this looks okay, but I would really be like, I need to put on concealer, or really just blow out my lower lash line with eyeshadow. And I would definitely put concealer here, which is not an issue, because with Pat I use concealer, with Estee Lauder I use concealer. The Fenty one is the only one where I don't feel like I want to put on concealer. But definitely my under eye, it didn't do anything at all. And even though we did take it up here, like this pouch where like our eyeball rests, that's like, hey, and then there's my double bag. This is my darkest patch, which is always my darkest patch, but this has been dark lately too. I haven't been sleeping well for, I don't know what reason. Actually I do, I'm still just grieving. This is Pomelo Peach. That last brush, this was a Sephora 72. They don't make it anymore. I love that brush, as you see, because you just scoop it and it works. This is a Fenty number 125, and we're going to kind of put a lot because this is a light shade. Not super, a lot. I owe y'all an apology. I'm sure you've seen it by now. I did a try on base face with the stuff that Grace has sent me, and I had forgot when I did the second part of the video, the Pat McGrath face and eye palette, blush and eye palette. I had forgot that I had did the base face video separate, so that's why that video is hella long, because I kept, when I'm looking right here, I'm looking at the time. I'm like, oh, we're good for time, we're like at 30 minutes or whatever. It ended up being like 40 minutes, and then when I went to my computer to export it onto my laptop, and I'm like, oh shoot, there's the first part, and that was like 20 minutes. I'm like, it's gonna be like a freaking long hour video, and it was. I was just like, oops, so sorry. I'm gonna pick a highlighter at random. The blush wasn't really at random because the two newer ones, the smaller ones, they don't sit with this one because I have my items in size order. But we're gonna pick a blush at random, not a blush, a highlighter, and we picked Chocolate Opal. So this will definitely add some color to my face. I want to use, why is that looking like that? I think I'm, excuse me, where's my other brush like this? Oh, you know it's dirty because I did mention I didn't wash yesterday's brushes. I want to use this one just because it's fluffy. So we're going to do this. She keeps saying, y'all, she's really like wanting to do another video, and she has in her mind like what she wants to do. So I'm hoping she does it soon, because some of you have asked me like for her channel again. And I'm like, oh, her last video was like 2 years old when her and I did that collab. So this is this one, even though it's super dark, using a fluffy brush and going lightly, you see a little bit of sheen, but it's not super dark. And this can go dark on me. So what I think I'm gonna do, I'm not. I'm not, because that can go way wrong way quick. So we're going to take Radiant Light from Hourglass, and we're actually going to use the same brush, which may or may not be a good idea. So I'm wiggling and turning. Y'all see that pan? And I'm going to do this under the eye, two times under. So this does give me some radiance, and I like it for that reason, for under eye. But I need to go lightly because indoors this is really nice. Outdoors I look like one of the Cullens, and I found that out by accident because I layered it up for a video and it looked really good. I went outside, I looked at my rear view, I was like, oh, who's this glowy creature? I was like, oh, fuck. You know what? The shade of this, and even if I did match my neck, like it does match like right here, the shade is not bad. But I would definitely have to put everything else on, and I still do want to put on concealer, but not as much as I did before, because Radiant Light does add some radiance, as you see. Like, I do think, I mean, it's still very much noticeable. This double bag is just like, hey, how y'all doing? That's very noticeable, which, you know, it is what it is. But you know what? This, you know what I need to do? I need to wear this out, or maybe ask my neighbor, because when I asked my other friend, what does this look like? Well, I asked her if my face was looking darker than usual, and she was like, yeah. So I need to be outside and to see. And she was so stingy, but you know what? Because I only put a little bit, there's probably enough for like 2 more uses out of there. So right now, that's actually, I was going to do my lower lash line as if I'm going to do my eye look, but I'm not, because that's the third clip for another video. So let me put these down and focus on you. So let me know what you thought of number 300 in the Haus Labs foundation before I put the powders on. Like, did it look okay on your end? And even the other one, when I was looking at me, I'm like, I look, you know, a little more brown than usual. So it did, to me, it was visibly like, it looked like I had a tan, just a face tan. But where this one, like, I think it is coming down to my neck, or blending down into my neck, even though I don't match my neck. But I don't know. But after everything is on, I think it looks good. Let me know what you think. Y'all know I'm not easily offended. Honestly, I probably still would put on concealer, but I would go out like this as well. So let me know what you think of number 300 before I put all the powders on, the bronzers and all of that, because I do think the bronzers helped a lot, because the interior of my face is lighter than the exterior, and I think that helped. And let me know what you think after I put everything on. And I will, I'm sure, mention it in another video, like after I've been outside, ask the neighbor or whatever, what she thinks. But yeah, like, this isn't bad. It isn't bad. So that'll be it for this video. Thank you for being here. We did not do the intro, but as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Something's popping up for you to watch. If you have time, I would love for you to hang out. If you're not subscribed, I would love for you to do that. And either way, I'll be back here. You know where to find me. Thanks.